Hello, and welcome to my Loom video on doing a complete configuration of the second switch. So before this, what I've done, what me and the class have done, we've configured switch one and like went through it pretty much like a tutorial. And so now I'm gonna go through by myself for the second switch, and I'm going to be configuring this. Okay, so first when you load up, this is what's gonna show up. You want to go to the command line interface, and then you want to go over here, and then you would press enter, and then a switch, and then a switch with the greater sign would show up. um okay, and but then okay, so real a first step here would be to put us in. So right now we're in executive mode, but we want to be in privileged exec mode. And so what we want to do is type in enable, or you could just type en, and now a hashtag will show up. With this hashtag, that means we're now in privileged exec mode. Um, and there's multiple things we did. I'm just looking to see what we should do first. Okay, yeah, I think we'll do the message of the day first. Okay, so doing the message of the day. So what we need to do is go even further with our mode. So from here, we'd want to type config t. I would then turn our main command thing into a put a config in front of our hashtag. Um, and then from there, what we want to do is type in banner MOTD, and then with the quotation marks, we do, and then when you would write your message. This is this is a private system, and you will persecuted to the full extent of the law. This is just because within a business you want to keep lock up and let people who are gonna like hack in or like find their way in to know that if they get caught, they're gonna get obviously get brought to court. Um. Okay, and then what we want to do is then all we do is type exit. That brings us here, and then what we want, and then it brings up this message, which means I think you did it right. So then we type exit again. There we go. See, and then so you keep pressing exit, then it'll bring you back to like the starting point. So then it shows. So that bleh. Okay, so then once you press enter again, it brings back the switch with the greater sign, but in front of it is the message. So you'd have that. Okay, so our next thing that we would want to do is probably set the clock. So we'd first want to obviously put ourselves into privileged exec mode. Actually, we'll actually rename our switch right now. Um, okay. So we'd want to go back into that config T mode. So once we're in that config T mode, we then want to type in, we'd want to type host name, and then this is where you, like, what would you want to name your switch? So I might just name it S2 since it's switch 2. Um, yeah, I'll just name it S2. See, there we go. Now, as you see here, it changed the name from switch to S2. And then what we want is, then we just press exit and then exit once more time. And we're back at the start. And now its name is S2. Ah, okay. Okay, I think what we should do now is setting the clock. Um, okay, so for setting the clock, I need to search up what the universal time is, which that's gonna be annoying. But okay, so what we first want to do is type in enable to get us into the privilege exec mode. Um, 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 yeah, okay. Okay, so I think I get it. I think we're good. Let me. Okay, so this is gonna be a little tricky because I have to look back onto the screen to get this. Okay, so what we want to type is clock set, and then I need to type in what's on the Google here. 750 75300. There we go. Okay, and then what we need to do is we then put in the date, which should be 11. Wait, no, it's not December. It's November, uh, 2021. And if we do that, then it should be set. So then if we type in the command show clock, there, now yes, see, there we go. Now it shows the clock configured. It shows the clock configured and at the right time. I just realized this. I probably should have showed you the clock before and after, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a human error. Okay. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is, okay, so our next thing that we're gonna do, I'll just type enter a couple times, is we're gonna add a password to get into privilege mode, because we don't just want any of our like employees or people who are not authorized to get into privilege mode to just wander on in. Um, so with wandering on in, we have to put a password on to keep it safe. So what we're gonna do, so we then want to go into the config mode, the config T. So that bring us, so that bring us into here, and then we're gonna want to even go even further. Yeah, I don't know why I say that, but we just want to type in line, no dash, no dash, on console 0, and now it puts a dash line next to the config. Okay, and then what we're gonna want to do is now we type in password, and now what we do is we is take I'm using KeyPass and auto generating a password. There we go. So that's auto generated. And then, okay, so then our next step would be we then type login after we've done that. And then we'll do exit. Then we type exit and another exit. And there we go. Um, oh, I also, and then here, another thing we can do here real quick while we like add on to this is if we go back into the config T, and if we type in service password and then with a dash encryption, what we can do is it then turns that password. It would then turn that password into a. It would turn the password into a configured, so that way people can't just go into like show the show the configurations and just find the password. It'll now be configured. Once I once we like go look at it again. So then we'll do exit, exit, bam, now we started. Yeah, see, yo, this is the password just to get into the command prompt. So that's my bad. Oh no, come on, paste. Oh, oh, it's my bad. Oh, I forgot. It was, okay. Okay, so that's my fault. I forgot that with the passwords, once you put them in, they don't like show up. So you just gotta trust that it's there. I forgot that little detail there for a second, but yeah. Okay, so now we're in the command and everything, and we're doing that. Sick. Okay, so what needs to happen? Oh yeah, here. So let's go into here. Let's just go into enable real quick and get us into privileged. And what we'll do is we'll type in show running config. And what this does is it shows us a whole bunch of information. And if we keep pressing enter, we'll keep going down a little bit and see. Okay, this right here. So this was the password I just made, and this is it encrypted from us encrypting it. So now it's encrypted, so not people can't just come on and just take this password. So that's neat. Okay, our next thing that we'd want to do is put a password on the privileged. So this is the one where you don't want any employee just getting on your privileged. Um, okay, so we're gonna want to get into the config T mode. We're going in there. Sorry, I was just getting my KeyPass password set up here for a quick second. Um, okay, now what we're gonna want to do. Okay, now if we do enable. Oh no, secret there, and then what we want to do is then take the password, throw it on there. Um, then we do that. So then if we exit, and then we'll exit again, we'll just, oh, there we go. Okay. So then, okay, so let's log into the first part. Boom, there we go. Now we'll do enable. Boom, see, there we go. Now we have a password. Now we got a password going on here. And let me grab that password, paste that. No, what? Uh-oh. That's not good. This is not good at all. That's not good at all. Hold on, hold the phone. Hmm. I don't I don't know why it's doing this. That should have made this the password, which that's what's on here. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm sorry for the miss. Okay, so what happened was I talked with my teacher, and we found out that in my password that I made for my Switch, the system did not like that password at all. So what we had to do is, since I pretty much locked myself out of the Switch, we had to restart, make a new one. I put everything back in, and so now we're all back in. So we do here, we'll gotta get the password. Okay, so then if we do enable password, so now we have a new password. Boom, there we go. Yeah, so the system just didn't like that password that I originally had, so we changed it and now it's all set. So now should have everything should be set and should have gone through everything that we have done. Um yeah, so that was all that we have done so far for the switches.